I'm Jule Harle. In this Alaska Packraft School episode, I'm going to unpack and explore what kind of packraft you should get. There's a lot of styles, makes, models, and varieties out there. So here's some hot tips in purchasing a new boat. What boat should you buy? It really depends on what you're doing. So asking yourself, am I paddling on flat water, like ocean water? Am I out at the sea? Am I paddling rivers? So what you're doing with your packraft is really gonna steer you towards what kind of boat you're buying. I love alpaca raft boats. I've got 3 alpaca raft boats here with me today. I'm gonna unpack and discuss some similarities and some differences, but there's also other great manufacturers and packraft brands out there that I don't have with me today. On Alpaca Raft's website, they've got to break it down into 3 general categories. I love that, it's kind of simple. There's flat water, there's light water, and there's white water. What the heck is light water? All right, someone who's gonna be raft packing, putting their backpack kit with all their raft stuff inside of it, and maybe aspiring to paddle class 2, easy grade 3 sometimes, light water. More whitewater aggressive boats are folks looking into grade 3 and beyond. Those are also very packable. They can fit in your backpack. I do that myself, but I'm personally interested in seeking out remote whitewater, so I'm more of a whitewater packraft user. There's a lot of similarities in the light water designs and the whitewater designs. I'm going to unpack a few to help you steer you towards a purchase. Whatever boat you get, it should fit you. So a lot of the packrafts come in small, medium, large, or extra long. So check with the manufacturer to make sure you get your height and weight included with your boat purchase. If you are an aspiring paddler, you haven't really gotten on whitewater, maybe you don't even know what an eddy line is, steering yourself towards a more light water boat is going to be a great teaching and learning tool until you kind of get your boat wet and get a feel for what river currents are going to do to your vessel. Here with me, I've got the narwhal. So this boat is wider. The tubes are wider than other models, so the boat has got more surface area. The hull is having more contact with the surface water. So that's called initial stability. You're gonna be pretty stable. However, once you get that boat on edge, it takes a lot more muscle and technique to keep it upright. Another thing that's really cool about the narwhal, you don't have to deal with adding a spray skirt combing or a spray skirt on top. So if wet exiting and wet re-entering your boat feels kind of scary, it's one less thing to deal with. You're in an open boat system. And similar to a whitewater raft, when water comes in the boat, it's going to drain out of the boat, self-bailing. There are packrafts out there without skirts that are not self-bailing. Those are more for flat water. River environments where you get splashy waves and rapids and exciting things in and on the boat, you either need a self-bailer or a spray skirt. Gearing towards, and this is a large narwhal, so this boat is a lot of boat for me. I'm 5'2", 120 pounds, a smaller, more petite person. I'm not gonna be paddling a large boat. I'm gonna steer towards a medium boat. This boat is the Alpaca Raft Mage. Personally, this is my favorite. It's kind of a hybrid between whitewater and a more like aggressive, challenging whitewater boat. It's lightweight enough to pack into my backpack, but it's performance enough to help me paddle grade 4. With this boat, I've got spray skirt combing. So this is a spray skirt boat. You'll notice there's no holes in the bottom. So I've got a spray skirt keeping the water out. This has a fully inflatable floor. So boats with a fully inflatable floor, like the Mage, like the Valkyrie, are gonna respond more effectively to whitewater features. I love this boat. This boat also has more rocker on the bow and a little bit more rocker on the stern. If I sit on the narwhal, it's pretty stable. So that initial stability, right, this is less tippy, less edgy. If I come over to a boat like the Mage and I sit on it, this boat wants to be on edge. It wants to carve. So for someone who's aspiring to get into grade 3 and beyond and be more playful in their boat, maybe initially swim more when they're learning how to use it, the Mage is a really fun boat. The higher end of whitewater packrafting. This boat is super fun as well. It really feels more like a kayak. You'll notice when I sit on this bad boy, it's like really on edge, almost like 45 degrees. It's made with a thicker material. The boat is overall a lot heavier. It comes in a medium and it comes in a large. More petite people might not favor this boat. They might be more inclined to get the Mage. And you'll notice there's a lot of specifications about it that are more whitewater aggressive. It's super narrow. The tubes are really narrow. And there's a lot of rocker in the bow, especially when you compare it to the Mage, right, or to the Narwhal. So whatever boat you're getting, right, you can look at how much rise, tip, that's the bow or the front, the tail, that's the stern or the back, have from the water. You can look at how wide the tubes are. You can look at how large the cockpit size is and how long the boat is. And that's going to give you a lot of information if it's more stable, less stable. Oftentimes less stable means more playful. But a lot of folks getting into paddling, if they haven't spent time on a river yet, oftentimes prefer the more stable, light water styles of boats.